Hi everyone, Tashidelek. Today we are going to make meat and potato thenthuk together. It is a staple Tibetan food and it's my favorite thing in the whole entire world. So these are the ingredients. I've got onions, tomato, potato, meat and spinach. So now let's begin. I'm flattening them up with my rolling pin and make sure that it's nice and flat but not too thin. So now I'm covering the dough top and bottom with oil so that when I put it back in the pot it doesn't stick to each other. I cut them in half and now in smaller little pieces. You can apply oil inside the pot as well if needed. So that's done, cover the lid and set it aside for later. Next, we are going to prepare our ingredients. In front of me, I've got two different bowls. I've got peeled and washed potatoes in one of them and frozen meat in its own plastic bag in the other. I also have spinach. I have cut and separated the spinach into its leafy part and its root because I like to cook them separately. As you can see, this part of the video is quite self-explanatory, so I will leave you to it. After you're done chopping up the potatoes, put them back in a bowl full of water. Make sure that there is enough water to cover every single piece. This avoids the potatoes from getting oxidized. So now I am on to my meat. I only used half of the meat because it is plenty for 2 people. As you can see, I am now cutting the meat in squares as well. Alright, so now we are up to step 3 and it is time to cook. I actually ran out of normal olive oil, so I'm using sesame oil today. As you can see, I'm putting very little oil and that's because I don't like putting too much oil in my food. So here I'm just adding some salt and some garam masala. Alright, so now I'm adding the meat in. And just mix them together. The meat isn't completely cooked, but I added boiled water because it takes a long time for me to make the thenthuk, so while I'm making the thenthuk, the meat will cook by itself. And after a while I added the potatoes in as well. Once the water is boiling, I start with the dough. So I'm holding the dough with both hands and flattening them out. I try to make them as thin as possible. After that, you just cut them into squares and the rest is basically just magic. Just kidding, it's hard at first but you will get better with time. Just keep watching, you will see exactly what is being done. That's my mom's hand, by the way. Alright, so once everything is boiled, it's time to put the greens in. I'm putting the spinach stem in first because the leaves don't need a lot of time to cook. Now it's time for the leaves. And after like 2 minutes, you're basically done. So I have apple cider vinegar, kimchi and some homemade chili. Okay, so now it's just time to eat. Shiranyo nango and enjoy your meal. Alright guys, so that's it for the video. Now my flowers are getting dried up, so I am just changing the water in my flower pot and also getting rid of some dry leaves. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if you have any comments or questions down below.